Okay, I should be live now. Camera, fucking hell. There we go. Yeah, that should be up now. Okay, so a little bit of a different vibe today. I ended up, at first I was going to start off the stream with like some light-hearted music, that kind of stuff, but it didn't feel quite right, so I think I'm going to talk about it first, and then get my mind off of things. Um, it's nothing. Just so you guys know, so far, it's nothing to be. Well, I don't know. Okay, let me start from the beginning. So, over the past 3-4 days, we noticed that King started eating less and drinking less. And Andy kept tapping me on the shoulder, being like, "Hey, is he okay? He doesn't seem like he's quite there right now." And I was like, "Yeah, that's a bit strange." So I called in for an appointment, but it didn't seem urgent at the time. Um, because I was like, well, since we got him, he's been like a very calm type of cat, and he has never been the type of cat to be running around and whatnot. Um, so I wasn't too concerned. I got an appointment for Thursday, and I wrote a whole message being like, "Hey, I'm pretty sure he's fine. He's just acting a bit strange these days, so I'm getting an appointment as a just in case something's wrong." This morning, I woke up. Little King jumped out of bed to come to the kitchen with me. And as he was trying to eat from one of the bowls, I saw that he completely just toppled over. And kittens are wobbly little things, but this was it was concerning. It was only in his hind legs as well that he seemed to be very unstable in general. And then I observed him for a little bit. He seemed to go better, so I continued making breakfast. And then he waddles off to the sitting room, and in the sitting room we have a big box that has a cat bed on top of it, and he tried to jump on top of that. Clearly he didn't jump very well, and he came crashing down with it. He didn't get too hurt, don't worry, he wasn't hurt. I was mainly concerned at his lack of coordination and how wobbly he was in general. And it's something that we did observe with Doris in the past when she got sick, and Andy was getting anxious because we were seeing similar symptoms in the both of them, and we didn't understand how, because he was like a kitten. We'd only have we've had him for about a month or so, and after seeing him topple over, I decided to pick up the phone and I called them and like, "Hey guys, I have an appointment for Thursday, um, but I need to move this up to today." So we got him into the fastest emergency vet appointment that we could, and once I got to the vets, I basically gave them a rundown of what his not his symptoms, but I didn't think it was anything too bad at the time, but I was basically telling them he's really wobbly, he's not eating as much or drinking properly. We have tried everything, like every different type of cat food. And I also noticed that he was quite bloated in his stomach, and so I was sat in the office, and the vets was very nice, and he was like, "Hey, he is feeling quite bloated. Do you mind if I take him in the back and try to extract some of the fluid from his abdomen area so that I can see what kind of fluid we're working with?" And he comes back and he tells me, "Hey, so something very unusual just happened. The moment I put the needle in, he started bruising up like crazy." And I was like, "Oh, what does that mean?" And he tells me, "We're not sure." Because at first, his first thing where he was like, "Oh, something's wrong, he's bloated." He was like, "Oh, maybe the people you bought him from didn't deworm him and told you that they did." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay. That's fixable though, right?" And so he takes him back, does the thing, and then he comes back and he's like, "Hey, so given how he's behaving, his symptoms, my guess is either we're dealing with a thing called FIP, or it's a genetic blood disease or mutation of some kind, because kittens of that age don't struggle to have their blood clot, and he's having a lot of trouble with that." And the panic on the vet's face really made me lose my cool a little bit. I was the one in the vets because the vets can be quite a traumatic space regarding what happened to Doris for Andy. So I, when it comes to hard decisions and hard like talks, I'm the one that is sat in the office to talk about it. But this time, I I really struggled through that conversation. I'm usually good at keeping my emotions in check. Usually, I tend to just wait until I can get out of someone's vicinity before I react. But this time it was a bit different because he kept going back and forth to go see how King was doing. And he comes back at some point and he's like, "Hey, I want to get him to do some blood work. I want to get some tests done. Do you have time to drive him over to our hospital?" And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I can do that, no problem. Whatever he needs, I'll do." And so that's what we did. We left there. They extracted a vial of fluid from him, and they sent us off with that vial to the hospital, which is about 20 minutes away. And yeah, so nothing bad has happened yet, but I have talked to the vets and I've told them, "Listen, you don't. When it comes to talking to me, you don't need to sugarcoat things. I know that vets always have the best interest of animals in mind, and that aligns with my feelings about what I want for our cat. So I'll trust you all the way." And when we got to the other hospital, they didn't have any of the vet rooms available because it was an emergency, so we were just in the corridor talking. And the second vet, they talked over the phone. They didn't seem as concerned as the other vet, but still, I told them, "Hey, the other vet didn't seem very enthusiastic about his condition. He didn't seem very positive about it. So I'm a little worried about what's going on." So King is spending the night over there currently. He is undergoing. I can't remember what it was. Genuinely, there was a lot going on that I didn't really register exactly what they were doing, but I trust them. I trust they animal lovers know what they're doing, and they know what the kindest option is for animals. Sorry, I keep doing that. But yeah, so I've been waiting on a call from them since then, because they said that they would call me after they get some blood work done. I'm a little concerned that my phone isn't getting calls. It's been really difficult as of recently uh, to be able to get contacted. So I'll have to call them first thing in the morning to see what's going on. But yeah, I'm a little worried because FIP is not something that's like, I know that there is a cure for it. Nowadays it's legal here, but I just one thing that I am really struggling with right now is the fact that Jesus, I just assumed that he was a calm cat and that was just his personality, that he didn't really like, that he just was a low energy cat, you know? And I never once considered, it's so fucking stupid because there are multiple times where I was like, oh, he's like really warm right now, that must be a kitten thing. But I just can't remember if that was a thing when we had Phoebe. But what what I realize now is that he probably had a fever and I just didn't catch that. There are just so many. He's a bizarre little cat. His whole personality is a bit weird. So it was hard to detect that anything was wrong with him, and it's hard to detect because they've told us that he's been sick ever since we got him. So we weren't able to get to know him without him being sick. The first vet told me, yeah, chances are the moment you got him, he was already quite ill, and people just didn't clock it at the time. Thing is, he's a Maine Coon, so he has some strong genes. That's for sure. He's built like a fucking tank. Well, his genes are, but him as a little kitten, he's 6 months old now, 5 maybe. I'm not sure. But like he's a baby. It's not quite equipped for that kind of stuff. So I just hope it's nothing too painful for him because just this morning he was still playing, so he's not completely like lethargic. Is that the word? I don't know. And I hope we caught it early on enough that we can help. Thing is, with it being so up in the air and not knowing what it is, if it's FIP, it sucks. It really sucks. But I know that there's a treatment for it. It's incredibly expensive, but if I have to raise money, I'll raise money again. And I know that's gonna get me shit online because I've done that for Doris in the past, but I'm not going to not fight for this little guy. If it's a genetic blood thing, I don't know how we can help with that. I'm gonna make sure this little guy has every fighting chance he has. I'm trying really hard to not cry. I've been crying a lot today. But think the most upsetting part is me not clocking it. Because I spent a lot of time with him. Every night he would sleep, like, curled up by my legs. And the amount of times, dude, King is so bad at knowing where to aim in the litter box, so he always ends up with shite and fucking pee everywhere. So the amount of times I have been sat in the shower with him, rinsing him off, telling him how to properly do things, I don't know. It's so bad that his fucking little paws are bloody neon yellow, which isn't good. His pee color is not good. He's not been drinking enough water. But yeah, I wanted to come on here and let you guys know simply because of the fact that I know that with what happened with Doris, I respected Andy's boundaries with what they wanted to talk about online and what they didn't want to talk about online, which it was entirely their decision. But then there were people online that were basically being like, oh, he kept us in the dark about what the diagnosis was, when, by the way, that wasn't true. On my Instagram stories, I talked about it a lot. Make sure that the people who donated towards her treatment were in the loop of things. So I thought I would just tell you guys early on and let you guys know, not keep you guys from the information. I personally would have preferred to be able to process this information first, but being someone on the internet, I don't really have that, I'm not really given the courtesy. If I suddenly show up, I'm just like, hey guys, this, and this has been happening, and I start raising money for it, and it's like out of quote-unquote nowhere, I'm gonna get people thinking that I'm raising money for no reason, but I'm talking about it now because it's happening now, and there's the very real possibility that I am going to have to raise money at some point to cover the bills, because just this visit alone, they have estimated it at around 2k, and unfortunately we've only had King for about a month, and I took out an insurance policy less than 14 days ago, which means that they won't cover anything, which means that my savings are going down the fucking drain. But I have no regrets towards that if it means helping out King. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I need to bring up about it. But yeah, I talked about it at the at the front desk of the hospital, and they basically told me, hey, yeah, we got a hold of his previous vet records, and they say that there is nothing wrong with him, so either the vet from before didn't do a thorough check, or it's something that showed up later, but to me, I've seen him from the moment I got him. He's always been like this. So, yeah. I don't know what the best, very unlikely scenario is that he's like eaten something that's made him sick, but knowing what I know now, that's very unlikely. Very unlikely, given the fact that he bruises so easily, is not a good sign. Yeah. I'm a little concerned that my phone coverage here isn't good, so I'm scared that if they try to contact me, they won't be able to. So I'm going to call them first thing tomorrow, see what's going on. They were a little bit concerned that if during the tests they put him under anesthesia, that he's not going to do very well with that, and they never know what happens when it comes to a small kitten like that. So yeah, that's basically the news of the day. That's what we've been up to all day. Haven't really got much else done because it's been running back and forth in vet emergency situations. I just hope he's okay. I've made sure that they have a well-heated space for him with a heat pad for him, and he seems to only eat white fish for some reason. I let them know this and they're like, yeah, no worries, we have tons of that. So I'm hoping that he's getting along well. I'm not giving up on him though. That's for fucking sure. That little guy, I told him that he was gonna grow big and strong, so. Not that he's he's already handling so much, so he already is quite fucking strong, but like he's got giant genes in him. So he's got this. He's got this. He shall be a titan. Bitch, you're gonna make me cry. Fuck me. Yeah. This is a lot of sitting in silence, thinking. And I mean, he was still playing, and he still purrs. He purrs very quietly, but he still purrs, and that's a good sign for a cat that's feeling ill. Usually, when they feel ill, they just completely lose interest in those kind of things. So. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And obviously friends and family will be first to know, but I'll let you know as soon as I can what happens. Keep you guys updated about things. Yeah. I'm so sorry that there is the fucking possibility that I might need to end up doing. My whole plan for December was to be able to do like a charity stream, to be able to give to the world, but the plan's just been shot. I love doing charity, I really do. But I need to make sure my family's safe before anything. So. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's all I really need to say about that. I'm probably going to just have a quiet night with Andy. The other cats are typically King is in the bedroom because he likes being close to people and getting like the body heat off of people. So he's usually like under the quilt with us, in bed, which means that Wendy doesn't go anywhere near the bed anymore because she's still not quite certain about him just yet. Phoebe hangs around, but because he's not there, both of them are just smothering all the space. I don't think they realize how big they are. Flashback to him stealing my coat, yeah. He's such a great little guy. Like, he's so friendly with people. So, yeah. We're gonna give this little guy every fighting chance. Okay. My voice is breaking like crazy. I'm sorry for having to clear my throat every 2 seconds. It's just that my voice starts to crack. So, yeah. Anyways, quiet night, and keep little one in your hopes and prayers. I'm sure he'll be fine. But yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for listening to this, and I'm sorry it's been a short and not very entertaining stream. I'm very lucky to be able to take a night off when stuff like this happens, because like, I get to choose when I stream. But yeah, alright. I love you guys, thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.